Hey there, this is Sean Swain. Welcome to this quick training. Look, we're going to dive right in here. This training is going to be about 15 minutes, so be ready to take a bunch of notes, and we're going to just go ahead and dive right in. So, as we get started, I wanted to ask, have you ever noticed how a lot of times there's a disconnect in digital marketing? You have a really good looking website, you have some decent traffic, so people are getting to that website, and maybe even have a good social media presence. You got all your likes, you got all your activity, all this good stuff going on, but then there's just no activity. You have this great looking website, you have all this traffic, and by traffic I mean SEO, that could mean social media, could mean paid ads, whatever it is, and you have all this stuff, and you've invested a lot in it, and then it's just not generating activity. Do you ever feel that way? You have all these great things and they're just not producing results. Now, I personally see this over and over again. Being in digital marketing, I see it over and over and over again from business owners from all over the place. I hear things like, I like my site. I think my site is beautiful. It's designed great. It conveys the look and feel that I want to have out there, but it's just not producing any business. It's not getting me anything. It's not getting me any sales. Or something along the lines of, I don't know, my SEO agency is sending me all these reports. I'm seeing the charts. They're going up and to the right. They say I'm getting all kinds of traffic and all kinds of impressions, but my phone just isn't ringing. I'm just not getting sales through my website. I'm not seeing any new business coming in. So does any of that sound familiar? Have you experienced that yourself? If you've experienced any of this, it's because of a syndrome that I've dubbed conversion dissonance. And conversion dissonance is what happens when there's a break in all of your digital assets. There's really only one cause of conversion dissonance, and it's actually super easy to fix. And we're going to circle back on that in just a second. In the beginning, we have to talk about getting to the cause of conversion dissonance. And this all stems from one piece, quote unquote, piece, not talking to another. So this happens when there's a series of digital silos that take over that are all operating individually rather than together. So this is what you typically see. You have an ad, and the ad could mean, as I mentioned earlier, it could mean SEO, it could mean a paid search ad, it could be your social media, it could be any mode of marketing. That's not really what's important here. It's just a way of generating interest in your business. And then there's your website. And that of course is straightforward. It's your online portal, the online version of your brochure. It's where the magic happens, if you will. And then after that, we're kind of up in the air with what's happening. You have people leaving your website. You have a 1% conversion rate. A 1% conversion rate, for the record, is considered good. That means that for every 100 people that land on your website, only one person is taking any kind of action. To me, a website, somebody doesn't land on your website accidentally. They're not looking to just kind of click around because they're bored. They're looking to solve some kind of problem. So if you put it in that perspective, a 1% conversion rate is actually kind of sad. So the piece that's broken in all of this, and this is where we start to get to the bottom of fixing what we call conversion dissonance. And that piece that's broken is the connection. So this is what it should look like. And don't mind my incredibly crafty PowerPoint artwork here. But basically, the ad and the messaging associated with it should connect with the website. And the website messaging should lead to a conversion of some type. That's how this should happen. So what's the best fix for all of this? We know that this is the path that people should be taking. So how do we fix it? The fix is actually in your messaging. And this is a part where a lot of business owners are making a huge mistake. They think in terms of silos. So their marketing is one cluster, their website is another cluster, and the two aren't speaking together. So what I wanted to review with you today, and it's the core of this training, are the 3 steps that you can take that will actually work together to solve conversion dissonance, and it will increase your conversion rate in the process. So step number one is to use NLP principles to pre-sell your customers. So this is hitting people at the traffic level. Now you may be asking, okay, what's NLP? For those not familiar with what NLP is actually short for neuro-linguistic programming. And that's just a really fancy way of saying that this is the science behind persuasion. Okay, so NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, is basically the science of using language to program the brain to kind of draw conclusions and come to a realization on your own. So now, obviously, this force can be used for evil. That's obvious. You know, many people have used persuasion to do bad things, but we're using this as a way of selling our problems and helping people get to us as a solution. And when I say problem solution, it could be a literal problem or solution, or it could be something that's solving a problem. Somebody wants to look cooler and they need to buy a t-shirt, for instance. That's another solution to a problem. Now, when we're looking at this from the traffic perspective. So this isn't something that exists necessarily on your site at this point. We're doing this for the purposes of this and pre-selling your customers. This is happening when we are talking about traffic generation. So this could mean SEO, it could mean your ads, it could mean your Facebook posts. For the purposes of this training, we're going to talk about it in SEO. So let's say that we're optimizing a website that sells light bulbs. Okay, that's you're a light bulb repair person, and you're helping people repair light bulbs and get new light bulbs. So in your SEO, you're going to optimize your page title and meta description. And for the non-geek speakers of the world, the page title and meta description are basically the elements that show up on Google when someone searches for you. So if you're on the first page of Google, you're there, you can put up a generic message, which is what a lot of folks do. There's just a generic message, or you can use this method to pre-sell your customers, and it's what I do with my clients. So instead of just saying, come here and buy light bulbs, you're going to say something like, hey, did you break a light bulb? Hey, do you need a new light bulb? And that's going to get the person in the mental mindset of, yeah, I need a new light bulb. You're going to instantly make that connection and get that person to your site. And when they're coming to your site, they've already made a micro commitment. And micro commitments over and over again are the way that we make more sales, whether in person or online. So as the person says yes, they're coming to your website with the mental notion that you are solving whatever problem it is that they have. So once again, start your messaging by using a question that can lead to a yes and get that micro commitment. Once somebody makes that click and they get to your website, you're going to want to speak the language of your customer, and that is step number 2. So we as humans are tribal creatures. We flock to people that look like us. We hang out with people that are of a similar mindset of us, and we just kind of flow that way. And the same applies when we're looking at sales and making sales. So if you are trying to sell to a homeowner, let's say that a homeowner, again using the light bulb sales as the example, and you know that your target market lives in homes that are priced, let's say, between $150,000 and $300,000. Again, I'm just throwing these round numbers out there as an example. Now, if you start using highly technical, highly educated, high-end terms that are thought to be reserved for folks making $1 million and over, you're going to instantly have a disconnect with the person that's on the other end of the screen. So if you are talking in a way that that person doesn't speak, they're not going to make that kind of mental connection with you. So this is why it's so important to get to know what is it that the person that you are talking to, what is it that they use? What's the word phrases that they use? What kind of language are they using? And how can you use that in your content on your website using that same language, telling the same stories that that homeowner is experiencing? That's how you're going to speak the language of your customer, connect with them, and then there's also a built-in SEO benefit to that as well. Google loves unique content. So that's another way that you're going to get a benefit of speaking the language of your customer. And then step number 3, and this is above all the technical piece of this, and this is where you're going to make or break all of this. So now you've gone through steps 1 and 2. You've got the person pre-sold, then they've connected with you. They say, all right, I'm in. I'm ready to buy. Let's make this happen. And then when they're on your website and they're getting ready to take that action, they're not able to do it. Or the website is so slow that they're just not able to take the action as fast as they want. So you need to make sure that you are taking care of A, making sure that your call to action is visible. If there's a product for sale, make sure that it is right there out in the open, ready to buy. If you do phone sales, make sure that your phone number is there. Just make sure that any way that somebody can take action and buy from you, make sure that it is right out there, right out in the open, and that will help you get that conversion rate. But then also, you're going to want to make sure that your page speed is up where it should be. And when I say where it should be, I mean 3 seconds or under. 3 seconds or under is the ideal page speed for any well-performing website. And beyond that, it's statistically proven, and Google statistically proved this, that for every second past that 3 second mark, you shave 20% off your conversion rate. So if you make somebody wait an extra second for a page to load while they're in that buying mode, you lose 1 in 5 chance of somebody actually making the decision to purchase from you. So you think about it, if you have those extra 5 seconds, you've lost that sale. You've realistically lost that sale. So keep your experience seamless. Make sure that you are delivering the absolute best user experience possible, and that will help you go a long way. And this is actually one of those things that everyone thinks they have a perfect website experience, but then when it boils down to it, the website's slow, you don't know where to click. So it's very important to make sure that you are creating this kind of experience. And when you get this, you're going to get traffic that's more qualified. We've touched on that a little bit. On average, my clients typically see an increase in 42% in their conversion rates specifically. So I'm not talking about just getting more people to a website. I'm talking about getting more people that are qualified to a website. So again, the people that are getting to your website are just already getting there and ready to make that purchase. And when you get this, your buyers are higher quality. I started touching on this just a few seconds ago, but the average per sale revenue for my clients is up about 32%. So people are getting there and they're in the buying mode and they have the mental connections and they're more likely to put more on their credit card. They already have it in mind that they're going to buy. So now the ability for them to buy more and you provide more of a solution is up 32%. And to me, the best part as a marketer, and this will be peace of mind for a lot of business owners, is that it's all predictable. There's no more waiting on the wave. So there's no more, all right, I posted hardcore on social media for a little while and started getting more and more leads in. Okay, that's one way of doing it. But if you put the systems in place that I'm talking about here, you'll have a consistent flow in business. Now, of course, some businesses have a busy season, and that's all well and good, but this helps even things out a little bit. So to me, that's another major benefit of all of this. Now, as we round out this training, I wanted to make a one-time offer, and I thank you for taking your time and sitting through this. And here's the one-time offer. You can use the button below to schedule a consultation. Be super simple, and I'm going to get to the details of what's involved with this consultation in just a minute. Actually, just about now. In this consultation, what we're going to do is completely dissect your marketing, and you will leave this consultation with the roadmap. You will know what steps to take to get in front of your correct audience, in front of your correct buyer, and how you can use your marketing to make sure that you are increasing your conversion rates and getting more per sale. This will likely be the most profitable 45 minutes of 2018 for you. And I'm not saying this just to pound my chest and say how great I am. The numbers do that for me, frankly. And, I don't make those kind of numbers up. Those are the kind of things that happen. So in these 45 minutes, you're going to get the kind of strategy that my clients get from me. So this is going to be a full-fledged strategy session where we're going to talk about what the next 6 months of your business look like and how you can get more sales out of your website. And the cool part is that there's nothing for sale. This isn't a sales call disguised as a strategy session. No, it's legitimately a strategy session. So I do want to be clear with that. So you may be asking, okay, has this guy lost his mind? Is he bored? What's going on here? Why would he be offering this? In the end, I may make an offer over to you to join me. So I may extend the offer for you to become a client of mine. Now, just for the record, I typically turn down or I just don't extend an offer, rather, to more than half of the people that I talk to. We do have to be a good fit. We do have to make sure that what I do is a perfect fit for your business. Otherwise, it's just not good for anybody. You won't get the results, and I don't get in the business of just trying to help people for the sake of trying to help them. I genuinely want to make sure that I'm having a pure impact on somebody's business. So now you essentially have two choices. You can try it on your own. You have the material now. You know the steps. You can experiment. You can test. Try again. When that doesn't work out, repeat until you get it. Now, everything that I've shared with you, the results that you're seeing, have taken me 8 years of experimenting, testing, trying, failing over and over and over again, losing thousands of dollars on ads, of my own money on ads, and countless lost time, opportunity cost, everything that goes along with that, to get to the kind of results that I shared earlier. The 42% increase in conversion rate and the 32% increase in average order value, that is from 8 years of slogging it out, grinding it out, and testing things over and over and over again to get it. And you can do it, but just a heads up, it is going to take some time. Or you can book the strategy session and shave years off the learning curve, and you'll get that in about 45 minutes. So you'll have, in the end, the roadmap to get your business on the move and getting the kind of results that you want to see. So if you're going with option 2, use the button below. It's going to give you a quick form to fill out just so I get a little bit of background information going into it. And you'll be able to schedule some time with me. It'll go directly into my calendar, and it will get you what you need to get this strategy session booked, and it'll coordinate well, and we'll be able to go through everything. So I hope you enjoyed this training, and I hope you take advantage of this 45-minute strategy session. But until next time, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a note, and I'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your week. Take care.